Yesterday, The Critical Drinker, a movie, TV, critic, analyst, whatever you want to call him, posted a video saying why modern movies suck, they're completely forgettable. And after watching his video completely from beginning to end, the guy just couldn't be more wrong. Now, before I get into my personal thoughts on, his video and what he said, I do want to make this very clear. I am not the biggest Critical Drinker fan. That's not to say that I don't believe the guy hasn't made some good videos or some good points in his videos before. I'm just saying, generally speaking, I don't tend to agree with a lot of the things that he says or thinks. But when it comes to this video specifically, it's just kind of taken to another level. Because not only do I believe that the Critical Drinker has completely missed the mark, I think he's also being quite disingenuous. If you'd like to watch his video first before hearing my thoughts, then by all means go right ahead. I'll leave a link to his video down in the description below. But yeah, to basically put his video in a nutshell, he claims that videos today, these modern movies that we get today, are completely forgettable with forgettable characters, forgettable writing, forgettable quotes. I mean, he literally starts his video off by listing out some of these quotes and characters that we've all come to know and love as legendary and iconic. And he makes the point that, oh, they're memorable. Guess what? All these movies and characters were made 20 or more years ago. Apparently, he went on like a couple of different posts of the top 100 most memorable quotes in movies or something like that, and he just picked out of that. But that's really beside the point. The main thing that he was saying was stuff that we have gotten, even the biggest movies in the box office, like the Avatar movies or the Avengers movies, Infinity War, Endgame. They're not memorable movies. In fact, he thinks that they have culturally just been completely dismissed now. Which is why I said earlier that I think his entire take here is completely disingenuous, because that's just false. To use Endgame as a prime example here, every single year, one clip goes completely viral online every single year, and it's the audience reaction scene to Captain America getting Mjolnir for the first time, or when the portals start opening up and all of the Avengers start coming through. That's quite literally the definition of cultural significance. He literally has the audacity to call Endgame a footnote in film history at this point, when not only factually speaking, it's one of the most monumental moments in all of cinema history. It will always be remembered for all of those legendary moments, not just the two that I mentioned, especially when Robert Downey Jr. says, "I am Iron Man" for the last time, and then does the final snap. And that's not even that. Superman, the new Superman that came out this month, he also says that movie is going to be completely forgettable and no one's going to care about it. Which I don't know if the guy just doesn't go online or if he just chooses to ignore the obvious that's staring at him in the face. Because all I have seen for the last couple of weeks online is Lex Luthor, Superman, Crypto, hell, even Supergirl. I constantly see posts saying, "'cause I'm a punk rocker, yes I am." I'm seeing all the dynamic flight and action sequences that were in the movie. I'm seeing the very end where David Cornsweet is smiling to the camera, because this movie absolutely means something to not just people today, but it will mean something for generations to come. This is the new Superman that has stuck the landing. And to summarily dismiss it, saying that it's just going to be forgotten, it's just going to be lost in the cultural zeitgeist down the road, is just a lie. And also, I just want to say this. I understand everybody has their own opinion. Drinker is certainly entitled to his. And maybe he just doesn't really vibe with modern movies as he does for the older classic stuff. But that doesn't mean you go online and say that modern movies are forgettable when most of them really aren't. In fact, I would argue that we have gotten so many phenomenal films in the last 5, 10, even 15 years, and he's just choosing to ignore it. The examples that I brought up until this point have been, obviously comic book movies, reboots to an extent. So, and he does mention that in his video that, this isn't original. These are just characters that we've seen before in comics and books, so on and so forth. So with that being said, did we just forget Barbenheimer? That was a cultural phenomenon. Literally, Barbenheimer, it blew up everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was seeing both movies, both original movies, mind you. In the case of Oppenheimer, we still see everyone posting clips, especially of the ending of the movie, that just has stuck and resonated with so many people because, again, it was absolutely culturally significant. It was absolutely memorable. The same exact thing with Barbie. I know Barbie has had a lot of different TV shows and stuff, but in terms of live action films, it was certainly an original. And plenty of moments in that film absolutely resonated and hit people in a cultural level, especially I'm Just Ken. But I guess he just wanted to ignore those very, very big obvious examples. The Dune movies, I know based on some books, and obviously there were movies or like limited TV runs, I can't remember off the top of my head, that were made a long time ago, but nobody cares about those. Like nobody has ever cared about them. These Dune movies, everybody cares about. How about Top Gun Maverick? The one movie that everybody could not shut up about when it came out. The movie that, has saved cinemas and movies. Everyone was talking about that movie and how much it meant to them, how much it resonated with them. Was that not culturally significant? Is that movie also going to be forgotten? And also, I can't forget to mention this too. He talks about these movies being remembered based on their quotes and their characters. But what about other elements of filmmaking? What about the music, the scores that are in the film? What about the graphics? What about the CGI that is used and how impressive CGI has become? Movies like Avatar and the Kingdom of the Apes movies, the Planet of the Apes movies, I should say, those are absolutely remembered for those reasons. It's legendary stuff. I also have two other films that not only meant so much to me, but to thousands of other people worldwide because they're international films. RRR and Parasite. RRR took the world by storm because not only was it just a great freaking movie with great action scenes, but it was so memorable for its characters. And also, come on man, Naatu, stop it. And Parasite was a movie that absolutely clinched onto anybody that viewed it. Not just because, there wasn't this big spectacle that happened with it. It was all more grounded, but the writing, the cinematography, and the story that it told hit everyone to their core. Again, original films. They're not like these big budget, super crazy IPs that everyone knows. They're actual classics. They're modern day classics. And also, just in case no one knows, Critical Drinker has a massive audience, over 2 million subscribers. And to tell those subscribers that modern day movies stink and that they're forgettable is just completely ignorant. Modern day films have been amazing. Some of them just straight up masterpieces. And they will absolutely be remembered for generations to come. And hopefully someday, I hope he sees that too. But yeah, that's the end of my little rant here. But please let me know in the comments what you think about this entire thing. And until next time, peace.